Hello everyone, welcome to our first video of... Oh, where did my voice go? Hello everyone, welcome to our first video of 2026 and I'm so excited to do this video. When I'm filming this, it's currently like early to mid-December and I've been in the biggest reading slump, so I'm excited to do this and like spark some interest for reading again. But today we are picking my January TBR, so the first TBR of the year, crazy. And I thought for the first one of the year we would put all of my physical TBR onto paper and we're going to pick them. Now I can't shake this up, so what I'm going to do for this one is I'm actually going to tip them into here and that's how I'm going to pick them out, but I'm going to store them in here. So without further ado, grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's get into picking the TBR. Okay, so I think it's like 70 something books or something that are in here, so I'm gonna just dump them all in there. I had ChatGPT write me a list, so some of the spelling's a little bit off and some of the authors aren't completely correct. I did go in and try to fix up as much as I could, but there's still a little bit of errors. So also I think we're going to pick 8 books because I think that's going to be the theme running through the year, because I've got new releases that I want to look out for, as well as my like priority reads, so like my 26 books of 2026. Also keep an eye out, next week there will be a video of me going through all of the priority reads. We're going to pick between 6 to 8 books and go from there. So I'm not looking. Okay, so this says year 4. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can we? Okay, yeah. So this says Fallen Academy year 4. Now I do have all of them in there. So obviously I haven't read them yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one back in and I'm going to get out year 1. So I do have that where I have like the entire series in there. And if I haven't finished the book before it or started the series or whatever, I'm just going to go backwards until whatever I'm up to. And then the other one could go back in there. That doesn't bother me. And then if I pull out year 1, we've already read it. It doesn't matter. I can just throw it at that time. So this is Fallen Academy year 1 by Leia Stone. You guys know that in 2025, end of 2024 and 2025, like all of 2025, Leia Stone is an author that I have discovered and come to love. So I'm excited to start this series. So the back says, Brielle Atwater isn't sure of much, but she knows a few things. Having black wings is not normal. Selling her soul to the demons was a mistake. Lincoln Gray is the biggest jerk she's ever met, but not falling in love with him might prove impossible. That's right. I remember loving the sound of this. I feel like I need my glasses. I've had like the biggest migraine for like 2 days. Not the biggest migraine. I've just had like a huge migraine for a few days. So if I seem a little flat, that's why. When angels fell from the sky to war with the demons that ravaged Earth, their combined powers infected humanity. Now the humans are assigned one of 2 fates, being either demon gifted or angel blessed. So when wings sprout from Brielle's back at her awakening ceremony, she's certain she's an angel blessed celestial. It's not until she sees they are black that she realizes something is terribly wrong. Having sold her contract at a young age to save her father's life means she should be bound for Tainted Academy. That is, until a fallen angel unexpectedly fights for her to be accepted into Fallen Academy, the elite school for those who inhabit Angel City. Brielle's matched with the impossibly handsome celestial teacher Lincoln Gray. Her first thought is that her time at the academy might actually be fun, but this theory quickly fades when she and Lincoln clash on day 1. To prove her admission into Fallen Academy is cursed, the entire school is thrown into chaos when an Abras demon reveals that he knows Brielle's secret. Now Lincoln must fight to protect her. To his surprise, the only thing more difficult than trying to save her is trying not to fall for her. Love that. That sounds so interesting and I'm super excited for this book. Like I said, I've really come to love Leia Stone this year. Well, last year. Okay, let's move on to book number 2. Oh, okay, that one jumped out at us, so we're gonna go for that one. Ooh, I'm excited for that one. Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. Super excited for that. So because I'm going to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this one out and it's actually going to live in a completely separate place just in case I don't get to it in January. But Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. Super excited for this book. I love HD's work and I'm super excited to, read more of her stuff. I have only read the Cat and Mouse duet so far, so excited to, continue on with more of her works. So the back of this says, Who am I? I've forgotten the answer to that question long ago. Ever since I ran from that house so desperate to escape, I left with only the clothes on my back and the socks on my feet. After that day, I only ever walked in stolen shoes. Could I be a girl who was searching for the meaning of life in faceless men? They were all so forgettable until he came along. He took me under a waterfall and made me forget my name, and in return I took his instead. Enzo Vitali, an enigmatic man that will only ever love the deep sea, or rather the predators that inhabit it. Turns out he's not so different than the monsters he feeds. He lured me onto his boat like a fish in the ocean, seeking vengeance for my crime. Had I realized his intentions and that a massive storm would leave us shipwrecked, I would have ran. Now I'm a girl who's seeking refuge in a decrepit lighthouse with a man who loathes me almost as much as he craves me. He wants to hurt me, but the old caretaker of the abandoned island may have intentions far more sinister. It's no longer a question of who am I, but rather will I survive. I'm so sorry if you can hear banging in the background. Someone's working on their car or something next door. Apologies. But that's book number 2. Super excited for that. I think we are going to go for 6 because I think there's 2 releases in January, and then I want to put maybe 1 or 2 of my priority reads. That's so annoying. I will try and fix that in post. I'm so sorry. But book 2. Okay, next up, I'm going to get one from the bottom. There we go. Is that one? Yes. Oh, interesting. Can we fix it? Grumpy Darling by Alexandra Moody. I read Rival Darling this year, just passed in 2025. Absolutely loved it. So I am excited to see what I think of Grumpy Darling. This is I think it's going to be like a trilogy, like 3 books, interconnected standalones. They're following 3 different brothers. Their last names are Darling, so they're like referenced as the Darling brothers. And this is the Darling Devils series. And the reason why it's called Darling Devils is all 3 of the Darling brothers play for the Devils ice hockey team. I am going to read you the back of this because, like I said, they're like interconnected standalones, so you won't get a spoiler for the first book in the series, which is Rival Darling. Also, these are YA and they're great as well for a YA book. So the back of this says, Paige's senior year will be perfect unless Grayson Darling ruins her plans. Paige has ticked off everything on her senior year bucket list except one tiny thing. She's never kissed anyone, and her best friend Grayson Darling is to blame. Grayson is the school's hockey team's notorious enforcer, and he's been scaring off any eligible bachelors. With time running out, Paige demands that Grayson stop defending her honor. Instead, he'll become her dating coach, training her to win the guy of her dreams. But Grayson has plans of his own. He's been in love with Paige since they were kids, and his clock is ticking too. Coaching Paige might be the last chance to show her how good they'd be together. After all, practice makes perfect. Love it. Like, that seems so cool. I love that sort of aspect. Also, that sounds really interesting in terms of the first one was so YA. So this will be very interesting to see if this actually continues being YA. I don't see anything that says like for adult readers only. So that shall be interesting. That's book 3. Okay, we're going to pick 3 more from this little thing. Oh my God, so many of them are like stuck together. I really don't know if I want to even read this book. I don't know why I kept it from my thing, but it's A Kiss Before Dying by Levin. If I don't read this month, I'm going to get rid of it because I just don't know how I feel about it. Of course, it's like right underneath everything too. That was not a book that I was hoping to get, but anywho, we will deal with it anyway. It does sound very interesting, but I just don't know if I'm bothered to read it. Oh, this still has a bookmark in it from whoever donated it. So, A Kiss Before Dying by Levin. This says, Dorothy meets a handsome young man with an eye for her inheritance while she's in her first year of university. They are to be married and her life will be blissful, but Dorothy is pregnant and her fiance's plans are ruined, for Dorothy would be disinherited if her father discovered the truth. So the young man provides his bride-to-be with some pills that will solve the problem. Soon there will be no baby and perhaps no Dorothy either. So it kind of sounds like a dark romance, but it's very old. It says A Kiss Before Dying, Levin's first novel, earned him the 1954 Edgar Award for Best First Novel and regarded as a modern classic. We'll see if I get to it. We shall see. Okay, 2 more. We've gotten 3 romances and only 1 fantasy so far. Ooh, speaking of, we've got another fantasy, which is A Touch of Darkness by Scarlet Sinclair. Super excited for that. I do already have this on Audible ready to go because I was supposed to listen to it previously. Oh, it's right on the bottom. That's so annoying. I'm super excited for this. I have been, like I said, I've been in a huge reading slump since the end of October, and it's been doing my head in. So because I already have this on Audible, it'll be really good to, you know, delve into some dark romance. I know that this is a Hades and Persephone retelling, so super excited about that. So the back says, "Let me worship you," he said. His request felt sinful and devious, and she reveled in it. She answered yes. So typical of Persephone and Hades. I love it. Persephone is the goddess of spring in title only. Since she was a little girl, flowers have only shriveled at her touch. After moving to New Athens, she hoped to lead an unassuming life, disguised as a mortal journalist. All of that changes when she sits down in a forbidden nightclub to play a hand of cards with a hypnotic and mysterious stranger. Hades, god of death, has built a gambling empire in the mortal world, and his favorite bets are rumored to be impossible, but nothing has ever intrigued him as much as the goddess offering him a bargain he can't resist. After her encounter with Hades, Persephone finds herself in a contract with the god of death, and his terms are impossible. Persephone must create life in the underworld or lose her freedom forever. The bet does more than expose Persephone's failure of a goddess. However, as she struggles to sow the seeds of her freedom, love for the god of the dead grows, a love that is both captivating and forbidden. I love this. I'm so excited for this and can't wait to start listening to it on Audible as well. Last one that we're picking from here, and then I'll tell you the ones off of my priority reads for 2026 and the new releases. I just wanted to see first what we picked so that I could then, you know, pick off that. So, oh, I'm excited for this. We've got a lot of romance. That's fine though, because I'm pretty sure one of the new releases is fantasy. So we've got Beneath the Stars by Emily McIntire. I'm so excited for this. I know that this was like her first ever works, but it's only just been recently traditionally published after her success with the Never After series. Literally, we picked one fantasy. I mean, A Touch of Darkness is kind of fantasy, but anywho. So this is, can we just talk about how stunning this cover is? Oh, let me peel this off. We don't need that on her. Okay, let's just talk about how stunning this cover is. This whole series, it's called the Sugar Lake series. This is book 1, and I'm just like, it is so pretty. And I'm pretty sure that this is like a softer romance compared to this or even Burning Daylight, which is her new book that she's just released. So it's like just a regular romance, not a dark romance, I believe. I will update you once I read it, obviously. The back of this says, "We could go our entire lives without speaking and still I'd know you in the next one." Elena Carson meets Chase Adams when she's 11 years old. After he moves in down the street carrying nothing but a chip on his shoulder and dimples in his cheeks. Immediately she falls, loving him before she even knows what love is. Chase never cared much for following the rules. Abandoned by everyone who was supposed to love him, he's broken and insecure, choosing to push others away before they have a chance to hurt him. But there's something about the girl with golden hair, and before he can stop himself, he's sharing his deepest secrets beneath her glow-in-the-dark stars. Just as he decides to give their love a chance, tragedy strikes and chases back to doing what he does best, ruining everything and disappearing from Elena's life. Years later, Chase is back, all grown up and taking over his family business. When Elena and Chase are thrown together and forced to work in the same building, old feelings resurface, and Elena quickly realizes that Chase is on a mission, determined to right the wrongs of his past, starting with her. And like, can we also talk about, like, look at how beautiful all of the covers are in this series. So very excited for that one because I love Emily McIntire and I want to read more of her stuff. So super excited for that one. Let's get into new releases in January and what priority reads I'm going to put on. Okay, so if you guys saw my 2026 reading goals and reading journal setup, you guys will know what I'm looking at and you guys will know that it is available for purchase. Oh god, there's 4 books that are coming out in January that I have my eye on. I didn't realize. That's fine. So I will put photos of the covers up on the screen for you, but the first one is The Sweet Secret by Tierney Page. This comes out on the 13th of January. This is the second book in the London Hearts series, and so it's her debut series, but this is her second book. The first one was The Other Brother. I don't have a synopsis to read you because I obviously don't have the book. The next one that comes out is A Heart So Green by Lyra Selene, which comes out on the 20th of January. This is the third and final book in the Fairfolk trilogy. I am still reading A Crown So Silver. I am planning on reading that before the end of the year in preparation for that book. Then we also have Silver and Blood. I can't remember who this is by. I'm so sorry. I will put it up on the screen and you'll be able to see it, but this comes out on the 27th of January. this is like a random one that I found on Goodreads. The back sounded super interesting to me and I'm super excited for that one as well. And then this is another one again that I cannot remember who the author is because I don't have it written on here, but it's The Wolf and the Crown of Blood. Again, comes out on the 27th of January and I can't remember who wrote it. I'm so sorry. Again, it will be on the screen for you. But again, very excited for that one as well. And then if we go down to my priority reads, okay, so in my priority reads, we already have four that have been ticked off. Actually, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 that we have picked for this month. So in my 26 books of 2026, I have Fallen Academy Year 1 is on there, Beneath the Stars by Emily McIntire, A Heart So Green by Lyra, Selene, and A Touch of Darkness by Scarlet Sinclair. So that's 4 books off of there that we've already ticked. Also, Book Bestie and I will be reading When the Moon Hatched as well, so that'll also be ticked off there. So instead of picking one off there, because we've already picked 4, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do another one of these, because if there's 4 already on there, I'm okay with picking another one. So let's do one more lucky dip. Oh yes, again it's on the bottom, which is annoying, but I'm super excited for this too. It is Fable by Cate. Super excited for that book. Oh, I'm so glad that we did that. Fable by Cate. This is book 2 in the Wild Boys duet. I do believe it is just a duet because it follows the father and son, and I can read you the back of this because again, they're like interconnected standalones. You won't get a spoiler, so I'm going to read you the back of this. There are no secrets on Del Rey. There is only the 3 of them, and a truth Nash Wild can no longer ignore. Nash Wild has moved past what happened on Del Rey and agrees to keep what he did there buried deep. Needing space and time to reflect, Nash makes his way to Amsterdam and directly into the arms of an older man and friend of his father's, Ellis Pryor. Nash and Elias become fast friends, and Elias shows Nash that he can't forget things that bring him to his knees, but still not ready to accept the part of himself that loves Ellis. Nash runs again, this time back to his private island. Now Hannah Thurber is on Del Rey looking for a place to escape, and Nash is all too eager to provide. The ballerina is anything but delicate, and the chemistry between them is electric. But the past won't stay dead, and soon Ellis finds his way to the island too. Suddenly there is something pulling the 3 of them together. What starts as innocent fun turns into attraction that is undeniably forbidden. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Just based on what the first one in this series was like, that sounds amazing, and I'm so excited for that. Oh my god, I'm so excited for the January TBR now. So excited to get into next year's reading. Okay, so that is the end of today's video. I'll do a really quick rapid fire. Obviously we have the new releases, which is The Sweet Life by Tierney Page, A Heart So Green by Lyra, Selene. We have A Silver Crown and The Wolf and the Crown of Blood. They all come out in January, so obviously they're on the TBR, and I'm hopefully gonna read them as they come out. I might even do like reading new releases for January that'll come out in like February, because 4 new releases in the same month is pretty good. And then we also picked Fallen Academy Year 1 by Leia Stone. Again, super excited for that one as well. Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. Grumpy Darling by Alexandra Moody. A Kiss Before Dying by Levin. A Touch of Darkness by Scarlet Sinclair. Beneath the Stars by Emily McIntire, and Free Fall by Cate. If I can get through all of those books, I'll be so thrilled with myself, especially because of how many will be ticked off the 26 books of 2026, my priority reads of 26, so that is fantastic. Okay, that is it for me today. I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you keep an eye out for my 26 priority reads. I obviously am going to film that just now, and it will be up in a few days from when you watch this. It'll either be the Monday or the Friday, I can't remember. I think this one's coming out on the Friday. The 26 reads of 2026 will be the day after that, so it'll be the Monday coming. So make sure you do check that out for the other books that I do want to read. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure you like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when I'm posting. I have some great ideas for content this year, so make sure you do have your notification bell turned on to get notified when I do post, so that you guys can see that new content. If you don't already follow me on TikTok and Instagram, they'll be linked on the screen as well as in the description box below. Again, goal is to be way more active over there this year on both of those platforms. And if you would like to purchase my reading journal or any annotated books by me, head over to my Etsy shop, Commentary Corner. You can also follow my Instagram as well. It's the same username for my Etsy shop, so it's Commentary Corner over on Instagram. That will be linked in the description, and it's on the screen for you as well. And that is it for me today. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Mwah.